the Fate of Ophelia music video Easter eggs. For everything that has to do with Taylor Swift, I always am writing notes for all of the Easter eggs. These are my notes for her music video, the Fate of Ophelia. It looks like this. Actually, I'll do a little insert of a photo here so you can see what they look like. I am going to go through them one by one, and I will insert the part of the video here where it happens. The opening sequence has a lot in it. Okay, we'll start with the Fate of Ophelia title card. I love that it has this title, but it's a little hard to see. There are 4 posters in the back. This looks like a lobby, and there are 4 posters in the back. One of them says Female Rage, as in Female Rage the musical, which was the Tortured Poets section of the Eras tour. One says Wood, obviously referencing track 9 of The Life of a Showgirl. One is like the swimsuit look, which is in this music video. The other one, I'm not exactly sure what it is. It does look like someone with a crystal ball. Is this in reference to a lyric on The Life of a Showgirl? Is it witchy? Is it opalite? Unclear. I'm not sure. It's very blurry back there. So if you have any ideas, let me know. There's also I think it's a cat. Looks like a cat portrait. We know Taylor's love for her cats and for cats in general. There is a cleaning cart, which is just lovely because that is how she entered the Eras tour, and I love that. There's the Ophelia portrait, of course. The person who is cleaning is listening to the Fate of Ophelia. Up at the top of the staircase, it looks like Taylor and 2 other people, which I am assuming are Max Martin and Shellback, who created this album with her. At the top, there are something in the shape of hearts, either mirrors or frames. There is a daisy above her Fate of Ophelia painting. First thought is, Daisy's bare naked, I am distraught, he loves me not, on wood. Now we are entering the painting, and this is that was the intro, and this is now the start of the music video where we see Taylor, and this starts at 12 seconds. She would do that. It has a painting effect on her until she hops off the table and starts the verse. And I love that. She comes to life. There's an orange bird. Of course, we have the Eras dancers here. There's someone holding a megaphone when she says that as her lyric. In the background, there are 12 orange stars in the wings. Also in the wings are the starlights as mermaids, which you will see later on in the music video. She poses here as a painting. Again, the orange bird returns. It perches on her finger. There's a cat statue that does resemble her cat. I'm so sorry, I don't know the breeds. I don't know cat breeds like Taylor does. Her sourdough made an appearance. I love this part. I love that she added that. Also, next to the sourdough is a peach, which appears in a lyric of The Life of a Showgirl title track featuring Serena Carpenter. I noted here that in the release party of a Showgirl film, she says that she's gonna have grapes out, and notably there are no grapes, there is the peach, so it seems very intentional. There are pearls here, also a reference to a lyric and just very showgirly. The sky in the background of the painting, dancing through the lightning strike, looks kind of stormy. There are life preservers in the background that you will then see in another scene. And then you also have her striking a match and a fire breather in the background as she says the word pyro. Now we move on to her very Marilyn Monroe-esque showgirl look. Blonde, platinum blonde, short hair, so cute. On the wall, there are the headshots of dancers from what I can tell. Also referencing headshots on the walls, a lyric in The Life of a Showgirl title track. The room that she comes out of has a dress in there hanging, which sort of looks like the end party look, dress look. So I'm not sure if that's the exact one, but it does resemble it. In the dressing room that she enters with her and all of the dancers, there's a pink robe hanging, and that is in the photos that she takes, one of my favorite photos that she has released during this album cycle, and it's so cute, and it looks, I adore it so much. That robe is hanging. Travis's photo is on the mirror. There are lots of other photos in the background, but they are far away, so you can't really see what they are. I do think at least one of them is of her grandmother, Marjorie. My main reasoning for this is she does put Marjorie in videos like this, but also I saw a picture of Marjorie in the lyric video where she has the same look on. Now we have her 60s look. This one is so cute, and this is also what sparked the Fate of Ophelia dance trend. One of my favorite dances ever. Literally, I learned it in the movie theater. I loved it that much. Her dress, a very onyx look, reference to 60s singers. During the dance, there is a honeycomb kaleidoscope effect, reference to honey. The red hair, I love this. She has a ring on that can possibly be opal. Again, it's far away. I can't really tell, but I'm gonna say it is. The heart on her chest. She then has to walk the plank, goes into the water, a reference to Ophelia drowning. But then the next scene is a scene where they all have their swimsuits, swim caps on with the life preservers. Putting this here after she falls into the water, signifying that he was a life preserver. She did not drown. He saved her from the fate of Ophelia. In the center, there are 12 life preservers. When she says the word team, she does a little, looks like she's throwing a football. As it zooms out, we see the cameras, and it's another behind the scenes look, which we've seen behind the scenes throughout this whole music video. As she goes through different scenes, we get to also see the behind the scenes, which is a big theme throughout the album. We see the megaphone sighting again. We have the movie clapper. It says, "Sequins Are Forever," which is a lyric in the title track, "The Life of a Showgirl," starring Kitty Finley, which Finley is her mother's maiden name, her grandmother Marjorie's name. And Kitty, coincidentally, is Andrea's dog's name. Take 100, of course, because keep it 100. 87 plus 13 equals 100. The rope dress. There are abbreviations of every The Life of the Showgirl track in the background. There's another poster. It says "Sequins Are Forever." It also mentions Sabrina Carpenter, Max Martin, Shellback, and it says "Sleepless in the Onyx Night." In the corner, it says "Wardrobe," and also a sign that says "Stage Left" and "Orchestra." So this tells me that she is backstage, especially with like all the ropes connecting to her, showing that she's like tied to the stage life. She really can't, she's one with it. And it seeps into her backstage, into her personal life as well. Now we move on to the Vegas showgirl look. Very flashy. We just moved on from backstage. Now we are on stage. She's singing the words to us, to the camera. And then when she says, "I can see it all," she's looking out into the audience. They have the orange feather fans, which is interesting to me. Yes, orange, very showgirl. Life of a Showgirl color. That's one of the main colors of this album, but also matches the orange bird. And also when the rehearsal footage of Tortured Poets came out during the I Can Do It With a Broken Heart number, they have white fans on stage, but in the rehearsal footage, they have orange feather fan things. And then she does a cute heart with her fingers. Now we move on to the party scene. She's like happy, living her life. She's wearing a coat that looks like her lavender haze coat, but in a different color. The minty teal color that The Life of a Showgirl has on its color palette. Could be a reference, since she does talk about marriage and how she doesn't want it or need it in lavender haze. But that's just what other people want for her, but she doesn't want or need that. And then in Eldest Daughter on this album, she actually says that anytime she said something like that, she was lying. This is the part where she catches a football on a team, and it's so freaking cute. In the background, there's also a chihuahua in a purse, reference to Actually Romantic. The orange confetti falling from the sky.
The 87 on the door.
The paparazzi in the windows. We have the return of the orange bird. Out the window, there is possibly a Vancouver landmark, because that is where the Eras tour closed at the end of 2024, and the crowd from closing night is on the track, the title track, the closing track, The Life of a Showgirl. So it would make sense if it's there. We enter the bathroom. There's an Oscar on the floor in the bathroom, which is reference to a lyric in Wishlist. I can't see the shelves really well, but I think there's probably perfume on it, reference to Sweat and Vanilla perfume. And then she ends in the bath after a long night, just like she would at the end of a night for the Eras tour. This also calls back to the standard cover of The Life of a Showgirl, which also references Ophelia. And And that is everything I noticed. Tell me if you noticed anything different, anything more. This is a lot of notes. Taylor in her interviews said that there are like 100 Easter eggs. I don't know how many that was. I didn't count, but let me know. Did you love the video? So did I. You still listening to the album? Yes, I am. Okay, amazing. Bye.